I played a game I never installed, and it knew my darkest memory. Part 1. I found a game I never remember installing. So, I moved into this apartment a few weeks back. Nothing fancy. Just me, a bunch of old boxes, and a busted coffee maker that only brews rage and disappointment. I'm a web developer, mostly freelance stuff, and when I'm not working, I game. It's kind of been my life for years. Anyway, I was setting up my PC, digging through some backup drives to see what was still on them. Just for fun, you know? That's when I found it. A folder I swear I never made. It was just sitting there on an old 2 terabytes drive labeled Do Not Delete. The folder was called Vigilance. Inside, there was only one thing. A game file called Vigilance.exe. No icon, no company name, no readme. It was just there. I figured maybe it was some half-finished Unity project I downloaded years ago and forgot about. Curiosity got the better of me, like it always does. So I clicked it. The game booted up in a tiny old-school window, like some early 2000s horror demo. Grainy visuals, monochrome tones, foggy forest, but weirdly realistic lighting for something that looked so low-res. Like someone tried really hard to make it look old. One option: start a new Vigilance. No settings. No quit button. I hit start. The screen faded into a first-person view of a dark, crooked forest. Wind. Leaves crunching under my footsteps. No music. Just this slow, unsettling ambient noise, and the feeling that something was close, just outside my vision. It was spooky, but in a good way. I followed a trail of branches to a small wooden shack. Looked abandoned. I clicked to open the door. Then the game froze. Just when I was about to kill the task, the screen went black. Blood-red text appeared. Why did you leave her? Then this piercing scream blasted through my headphones, high-pitched and raw. Not fake game scream. I'm talking real. Human. Horrified. I jumped so hard I knocked over my Red Bull. The game reset to the title screen. But now, the forest on the menu was on fire. Trees burnt. Fog gone. And under the Start button, a new one appeared. Continue her story. I stared at it. Closed the game. Told myself it was just some forgotten indie project. But the scream, that thing felt real. Part 2. The game started messing with my head. I didn't sleep well that night. Just kept hearing that scream in my head. Felt like it had weight, if that makes sense. The next night, I couldn't help myself. I booted the game again. This time, I noticed something that made my stomach sink. My webcam light was on. That thing hadn't worked in months. I covered it with tape and hit Continue Her Story. The game dropped me in front of the shack again. Only now the forest looked older. Grayer. The air felt dead. Inside the shack, in the corner, there was a little girl. Just standing there, her back to me. As I walked closer, I started hearing whispers. Not game whispers. Headphone whispers. Real whispers. Why did you just watch? I swear my chest got tight. Like I couldn't breathe right. Then the girl turned around, real slow. Her face was glitched, like corrupted pixels, but those eyes, pitch black and endless, locked onto mine. You watched them hurt me, she said. You didn't help. The screen flickered like a broken VHS, then cut to black. New message. We remember more than you do. I yanked the power cable. Next day, I dug around the internet. Nothing on this game. No Vigilance in any game database. No devs, no mentions, except one. Buried in a 2015 forum thread. A user named Eyes Open wrote, "If you find the game that knows your guilt, stop playing immediately. It's not entertainment. It's punishment." Attached was a screenshot. It was the shack. Same woods. Same girl. I posted in a few subreddits, desperate for info. Got no replies. But then, I got an anonymous email. No subject. No signature. Just one sentence. Stop feeding her. She lives in memory. Yours. It felt like ice in my spine. Later that night, I noticed a file on my desktop. 1998_cam_record.mov. It hadn't been there before. It was an old video, home movie style. Me, as a kid, maybe 8 or 9, playing in a park. In the background, you could faintly hear a girl crying. From inside a tunnel, the camera shifted, and you could see my child self glance at the tunnel and walk away. The clip ended. I just sat there, frozen. I didn't remember any of it. But part of me knew it had happened. And somehow, the game knew it too. Part 3. It knew everything about me. After that, I started seeing things. My files kept moving around. New images would show up in my folders. Old photos of me as a kid, but altered. My face was always clear, but the backgrounds had changed. The girl was there, watching, blurred out but unmistakable. I tried deleting the game again. Didn't work. Wiped my drives. Bought a whole new PC. Guess what showed up the moment I logged into my email? Vigilance.exe. I gave up. Opened it one last time. No forest this time. No shack. Now, I was standing in a field of ash. In the distance, my childhood home stood there, perfectly recreated. I walked inside. The hallway had 3 doors labeled with years: 2005, 2010, 2013. I stepped into 2005. It was a memory. Me and my cousin playing in the basement. Only, something was wrong. He kept screaming, but in the game, the voice was hers. Every memory room had her in it. You watched, her voice echoed. You learned to look away. I tried turning back. The camera wouldn't let me. It kept pushing forward, toward her, closer and closer, until her mouth opened too wide, screaming directly into the screen. Everything went black. Then it wasn't the game anymore. It was my desktop. Only one file. You are now watching. I clicked it. It opened my webcam feed. And behind me, behind real me, stood the girl. Epilogue. I think the game's still out there. I know how this sounds. If you're reading this and you find a file called vigilance.exe, don't open it. Don't run it. Don't feed her. She's not a ghost. Not a glitch. She's memory. She's the thing you buried. And once you see her, she sees you too.